Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'm Brother Prater. I want to give you some words of encouragement. Now, years ago, I went to go see one of my favorite musicians, George Benson. I have always loved George Benson, but it was outside at a park. And so by the time I made it there, it was packed. In fact, it was packed everywhere. And so what I did, I stood out in the middle of the street. I'm like, man, I don't know where to stand. So I just went on, just stood in the street. And as I was by the street, I looked and there was some women coming by my way. And I looked behind me and I stood by the porta potty for the women. I'm like, oh my gosh. I moved out the way. I'm like, oh boy. So I moved from the ladies' restroom and I moved to this small little area that had this little room. No sign on it or anything. So I'm thinking I'm at a safe place. And then all of a sudden, I started hearing people start, yeah. And all of a sudden, I see this little Pope-mobile like a golf cart. It was a driver driving, but I looked at the passenger and it was George Benson. I'm like, wow. And then next thing you know, the driver stops right in front of me. And I look, and it just so happened I was standing right by George Benson's dressing room. So when he got out that golf cart, the first person that he went to was me. He came, introduced himself. I shook his hand. I was like, man, I met George Benson. And so I eventually went to go stand somewhere in the area for me to enjoy the concert. I was like, wow, this is great. So right after the concert, I went right back in that area for me to shake his hand again. Now, even though I didn't get a close seat for me to be able to enjoy the performers, in spite of all those people that made it there, even though it was a lot of people that were there to enjoy the concert, but not everybody met George Benson. And the reason why I was able to meet George Benson, especially be the first one to meet him, the reason why, because I was at the right place at the right time. I was at the designated area in the designated time that God sent for me to be at. And that just goes to show you, when you at the place that God tells you to be at, look here, I don't care what may come and go. I don't care how early other folks get there. As long as you at the place that God have you to be at, God gonna make provisions for you to be able to get what you're looking for and for you to have the favor of God. So I want to encourage you. Look here. Let my testimony be an encouragement to you. I don't care what it looks like. Don't worry about the crowd. You just be obedient to where God tells you to be at. And remember, when you at the appointed place in the appointed time, God will bless you and give you your heart's desire. Take care of yourself. Have a great day. And I'll talk to you later. Be blessed.